Well, hello everyone. I have had some friends request that I would do a little video showing how I made these metal plant labels. Okay. I've never done them before. This is what I've been able to do, and I'll show you the metal I've used. And so they haven't been tested, but I'm sure that they will last okay outside. Let's see if this will focus on that. Okay, I'll take a picture later if it doesn't, but we bought a lot of apple trees, 2 pear trees, a cherry tree, 4 plum trees. I mean, we've got a whole fruit orchard now. It's like my dream come true. And you know, when you get your apples, they always have these plastic labels that flop around in the wind, and you can see them, but you know, I just thought it'd be really cool to have special metal labels for each of them that will last a really long time. Now these do last a long time, the plastic, but like this one, I found it blowing across the yard. I mean, if they're not on a certain branch, you could lose them. So I just thought it would be more special. Here's one that was for apple Lord Lambourne, and this is for one of the hazel trees. We also bought some hazelnut trees, so maybe I'll do some for those because it'll be kind of special. So I'll show you the foil I got, and here's some that I'm ready to write on. They're just blank. I got a 10-pack. It's called stamping foil. Now I know the light might be reflecting. Stamping foil. And this was on Amazon. I paid £4.99, £4.99 for this. And I bought it in November. And it is 10 sheets. I don't have an actual gauge written down here, but it does say 0.09 centimeters thick. And they're 14.8 by 21 centimeters. Okay. Now, I am going to try it. I don't think I've tried this one yet, but I have made some marks on it with a pen, so it has dented well, and it would be easy to just cut it in half with the scissors, and that's a good length for labels. So I could use this to make labels. Okay, so we're going to try that one. But the one I'm working with right now actually came from America, and it was on Amazon, and I paid £11.68. It came in this sort of half tube. Okay, it's K&S Precision Metals. It says create with metal, designer metal sheets, and it looks like it comes in copper and all different kinds of things like that. Alright, now that one is this roll right here. I've unrolled it a bit to show you. And this one is 36 gauge, and it's 12 inches by 30 inches. And it's 0.005 thick, which is 36 gauge. It says stock number 6025 soft aluminum. So that one is what I've been using the most so far. And it's handy if you have a clear ruler like this. It doesn't have to be clear, but I do really love these. They're my sewing rulers. You need a longer one if you want to do a line straight across, obviously. And they are just in inches, so you could do it in whatever increments you want. So I found that if I go from top to, can you see that? If I go from top to bottom on this, I can get 3 labels. You know, 3 like that. 1, 2, 3. So figure out. You could do labels whatever size you want. You can make them really, really wide. You know, these are I think they're 4 inches. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, these are 4 inches long. And they are folded on the back. I'm going to show you that also. So I've marked out here where I can cut. Now let me do another line. I want to make them, oh, here's something else I need to show you. So I've got this old pen, which is no ink in it anymore, but it's a nice sharp point on the bottom. That's really good for scoring or even for writing on there. A regular ballpoint pen is actually perfect, and it's what I use to write all the names on here with. I did try out some fancy little burnishing tools. It's got these rounded ends on it, but it didn't work. It really didn't help very much. And this looks like a dental pick, but sometimes I use it in watercoloring. So those two didn't really work. So a basic ballpoint pen is really all you need. And I'm going to mark this for 1 inch and 1/8. And I hope I don't lean in and block the view or anything. So let's see, where is 1 inch on here and 1/8? Let me mark it going this way because I can clearly see. Okay, 1 and 1/8, 1 and 1/8. So I can just go like that. Do it at this end. I'm a little crowded on this desk because it's the other side of my work table, and space is at a premium in this studio. Okay, so I'm going to line up those lines. It's a little hard to see because of the glare. I probably don't even need to do it that hard. It's just, now, this is the great thing. You can cut them with scissors. I turn it this way because I'm right-handed, so it's easier. But just cut it with a pair of sharp scissors. Be careful. The edges that you're cutting are very sharp. If you were going to have kids help you, you have to be very careful. Oh, I'm a little crooked on that one. Just hurrying. Now I'm going to cut. I've already divided it into 3. So I'm also going to cut that. And cut that. I'm leaning in because I can see better with. Now that I did a bit uneven. Trim that a little bit. Okay. Now, let's see if I can remember. I did these like a couple weeks ago. I have to try to remember how I actually was folding them. I had a... Oh yes, okay. Now, I have found that on the back, if you fold the edges over by like 1/8 of an inch, if you want to use more, you can. It'll be even sturdier. If you wanted, you could fold the whole thing and double it so it's extra sturdy, but I don't think it's necessary. So I'm going to fold all around all the edges. I'm going to fold it over. That takes care of the sharp edge. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to file it or anything like that. So what I do is I just lay the ruler on top of the edge. Not on top of the label, but on top of the actual edge. And I just overlap it, that 1/8 of an inch. And just kind of bend it up, okay, which gets it started. And it's pretty easy, even with your finger. Do not go like this because you will slice your finger. Just push it over, okay? Push it over and use your pen to smooth it right down. And you got a really nice, let's see if I can see that. You got a really nice folded edge on that. Is it focusing? There, got a really nice folded edge. So I'm going to do the rest of the edges. Just like that. I'll do the other long side. You don't have to do 1/8 of an inch. It doesn't have to be exact by any means whatsoever. I'm just trying to leave myself as much room as possible for writing the label. See, I folded that over. Just pinch it down with your fingers. You can even use the edge of your ruler if you want. Just, you know, just use whatever you want. Now I'll do this edge. Just fold it up. Do that other edge while I'm at it. See how easy this is? Pinch it over. And smooth it down. Okay. Now you can take an ordinary hole punch, right? And just put it in about that far from the end, right? And just punch a hole. Easy as pie. Now the reason I have it on the back of this sketchbook is to make it easier when it comes to writing. So you just take your pen and write the name on it. Now, I've got to get my apple list out so I can see where I left off. I could read you all the apple names. I'm going to do that after, because some of them are really cool. Well, I'm going to pause for a minute. I'll get my list of apples, and I'll see what apple I need to write up. Found out the next apple on the list is called Lord Darby. They're the greatest names, some of them. So I'm just going to take my pen and just go slow so you don't slip. And I'm on the back of this notebook, so I got this nice cardboard. Even a magazine, it would be excellent. Lord D-A-R Darby. I'm so excited about these apples. Lord Darby, nice and clear. And I'm going to put the date. I'm tempted to lean in because I have trouble seeing this. 20. Now this is harder to write. 21. Right, that came out excellent. Lord Darby. Okay. So that's done. That's a nice tag. It's very substantial. I'm going to try using this other foil now, which feels a bit flimsy to me, but it's got a good stiffness. So let's see. Let's mark this one. Now with it reflecting, it is a bit hard sometimes to see where your mark really is. I've got the light right overhead. So that's half. Let's cut that first. I'm going to take my time because I got a little bit crazy before. Be careful because I could see a little tiny sliver there. You don't want to get that in anything or on yourself. Okay, let's take half of that. Now, I checked and it's about 6 inches across. Okay? So what I'm going to do is take my pen. Now these are going to come out a bit skinnier, like this one, which is absolutely fine. What I thought would be fun to do, we also bought some special things, like we got 3 peony plants, and some special daffodils. Like there's some plants that I wouldn't mind marking because they're kind of special, perennials, if we ever have any other trees. So I'm going to do labels for things. Even if I kind of wire them to a stake, we could put them next to the plant and it'll be really cool. They have like a metal label. So I've just made some marks, so it's 1 inch between each one. And I'm just going to score. I hope I'm not leaning in the way. Score to connect the dots. You don't have to do it too hard. It's really just to mark it for cutting. 2. Do this one. Right. Oh, yeah, so if you have this, it would be cool to get kids helping do things. I'm just not sure. You'd have to really be careful about the sharpness of the edges. You don't want anybody to get cut. See, this has a lot more like stiffness to it. It feels different. Now one of them said, hang on, well the other one I just did is soft aluminum. Stamping foil. Well, this one still says that you can do that repoussé with it, where you draw pictures, but it feels different. I'll just do one more, and then we'll fold it, see how it goes. Okay, put that aside. Alright, we'll just do one of these. Let's see if this one bends as easy. Now it's going to come out skinnier. I have to push down kind of hard so it doesn't slip. Ah, see, it's slipping. This one's definitely stiffer. No, okay, I'm going to try something else. See, I haven't tried this one yet. I'm going to try scoring first. Okay, scored it. Now I just drew a line really hard down the one edge. Let me see if I put this on top now and hold it in place. Yeah, now I can bend it, but it's tougher. It is tougher. This is definitely thicker. But I'm bending it over. Be really careful. Don't go like this, because that's what you're going to want to do, but you will probably cut yourself. Okay. Well, I haven't even tested writing on it. I should probably do that first. Maybe I better do that first. It might not work. Alright, let's try the next apple. Monarch. Let's write on it first before we go through all the trouble of... Oh yeah. That's alright. Yep. Doesn't, like, I don't know, it's a little different feeling. Whoops, I better pay attention. I'm not paying attention. Darn it all. I was thinking Monarda or something, like the flower. Monarch. Alright. Well, there you go. I always make mistakes. Monarch. Let's fold another edge. We'll score it first. I could try using this sharp pen point. That might even be better for scoring. So this one we're having trouble folding the edge because it is a lot stiffer, but here's what you can do. Score the edge like that and just use your fingers and your fingernail to kind of pinch it over just to get it started. Alright, so you're going to kind of pinch that edge up because these are kind of slippery, and then you can just put it down and push it over. So it does work, just a little bit more work than the other one. I'm going to use my pen, smooth it out, and let's do the end bit here. Do the end, and we'll see how they feel compared to the other one. This one might be harder. You're just pinching it over. I mean, it's just aluminum. Okay, well, it worked. Smooth it down. And we'll do the other end. it helps creasing it first. And I'm finding using a sharp pen point that has no ink, it doesn't matter, but if it's nice and sharp like this one, that's really good for scoring. Better than the ballpoint pen. So fold that over, pinch it, and we're going to smooth it out with the pen. Now we're going to put the hole in it, put it at this end, and I'm going to write the date. 2021. Now, I did make that mistake on here where I made a line. It shouldn't be. I could try to burnish it out from the back side, but it might just make a bigger mess. I don't know. Let's see. No, that's not really going to help. I could always do another one if I'm not happy with that. So that is the other metal compared to this one. I don't know. This one is soft and bends easy. That first roll one I did, this one, it's not going to bend. It feels a little more robust. So either one will work. This one maybe will take more abuse outside, you know, in the branches and things. So maybe I'll do a few more of those and see how far we get. And at the end I'll read all the names of all the fruit trees. Okay, so just to sum it up, we had the two foils, or two metals that worked, and the first one, well actually the first one was this one, the one from America. This is softer. I found it easy to cut, and as you saw, I didn't even have to score the edge to fold it over. You can just stick it under your ruler and fold it up. You don't have to draw a line to do that. So that was much quicker, and I found it just nicer for writing on. You don't have to press quite so hard. That's this one. You could tell because they bend and they stay bent. But that might be a negative for that one. They might get all bent up. I don't know. We'll see. And the other one was this one, which doesn't have a gauge on it, but it says it's 0.09 centimeters thick. And this was the one that had much more of the stiffness. And that one, it does make a nice stiff tag. When you do fold it, it takes a little more faffing around, but it's quite sturdy once it's folded. It doesn't bend really. It stays quite stiff. Not too bad to write on. You know, I can see all these clearly, and they were still pretty good to write on. So that's it. It does make your fingers all dirty because of the aluminum. You gotta go wash it off. I don't want that on my hands. So I'll read all the different names of our fruit trees. Now, apples. Here's our apple. Well, I'll start with the other ones first. We have a pear called Onward, a pear, Bartlett pear, which is Williams von Crescian, I think is how you say it. We've got a cherry named Stella. We have 4 plums. We've got Merriweather, River's Early Prolific, Marjorie's Seedling, and Opal. That's our plums. And here we have the apples. We've got so many apples. Once they start producing, I don't know what we're going to do with all of them. Adam's Pearmain, Beauty of Bath, Bloody Plowman. Now that's got an interesting story behind it. I'll have to read to you. Katie, that's a good old-fashioned one. This is a good one, James Grieve. supposed to be good here in Scotland. Lord Derby. Monarch, that's the one I messed up on. Red Windsor. Scrumptious. I've heard some good things about this one too. It's supposed to be really yummy. Tickled Pink. I think this is the one that even the flowers, the blossoms, are very pink. Lord Lambourne and Lord Derby. Oh dear, I did 2 Lord Derbys. I was going to say, wait, I thought we only had 2 Lords. Oh well. That's funny. Well, okay. I got an extra one. So, that's it. I hope that you were able to get inspired to do some of your own labels, because this is quite easy. You just have to order the right kind of aluminum metal. I mean, you could do them out of copper too, but it'd be a lot more expensive. They do have copper, and I thought this would be, it would show up well. Okay, that's it.